Our first guest tonight is a best-selling author and the Emmy-winning host of All In with Chris Hayes, which airs weeknights at 8 on MSNBC. He's also the host of the podcast, Why Is This Happening? Please welcome back to the show our friend and neighbor, Chris Hayes, everybody. Welcome back.
Great to be back.
Very happy to have you. You might not know this. We're coming up on our 10th anniversary of this show.
Wow.
You are our most frequent guest. You are our most frequent guest.
That's awesome.
A combination of both how much we enjoy having you and how close you are. It's good to have an in-the-building friend, Chris.
Yep.
Do you want to guess how many times you've been on the show?
Oh, that's great.
10 years, how many times?
Let's say 1.5 a year, so 15.
What? That math was insane. 18 times.
Close,
Congratulations,
close.
you underestimated yourself. There was a blizzard today.
It was well.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a
It
blizzard.
wasn't. I mean, but I'll tell you, our schools wanted us to know last night.
They sure did.
They're like, hey, where you were kids cannot possibly make it through the giant
way.
drifts of snow. And then I walked out the door and I was like, I think they would have been fine.
Yeah.
You had to do Zoom school, though.
So I don't know if people know this, but the New York City Department of Education has decided that henceforth snow days will be remote learning days.
Uh-huh.
So as a parent, you not only is it a snow day, which means you got to figure out, you got to do childcare because your kids are not going to school, but you also get to supervise Zoom learning, which means finding wherever you've kept it hidden your kids' login.
Oh, right.
Which no one has from the pandemic.
Yeah.
Then there's a website to reset the password, which of course crashed this morning.
Oh my God.
And it was actually like real pandemic PTSD, both for me and my 9-year-old who was just like, oh, I hate this. I hate this.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, yeah, buddy.
What are they gonna nail today that they couldn't just double up with on Monday or Wednesday?
Eric Adams today was out there saying to parents well, if you're just too, if you're too lazy to log your kid in or something, I'm like, buddy.
He really knows how to talk to people and make them feel loved. What snow might affect, although now that we've established, maybe not as much as we were worried about this morning, there's a special election in Long Island.
Yeah, Nassau
to
County.
replace George Santos.
Yeah, you remember that guy?
Yeah.
That guy produced a lot of content for both of us.
A lot of content.
It was a
lot of really, you feel like content that's not going to last. I don't feel like I think if George Santos happened 100 years ago, there would have been 1 million books and 1,000 movies. And I think he's just lost to history.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
He will be answer to trivia questions.
Yes.
But you never know. I mean, look, the way our politics are
They're going to be
he could run for Senate.
Yeah, they're going to be incorrect trivia questions. Like, who was the first man on the moon? It's like, I know George Santos said it was him. Now tell us about this race.
It's a wild race because it's a special election in an election year in a seat where the majority the Republicans have right now is 2 votes, basically. So it's very, very narrow. And there's been a ton of money put in by both sides. It's a district that's a swing district, went for Biden by about 8 points, then went for Santos by 8. It's sort of anyone's game. Everyone says it's very, very tight. It's the congressman from the Democratic Party who used to represent it, and then a newcomer who is a former IDF paratrooper and a local legislator in the sort of county commission. And I think the reason there's so much emphasis on it, aside from the razor-thin margin in the House, is because it's an election year, and particularly Democrats are congenitally neurotic.
Yes.
About everything. Everyone's ready to freak out if they lose. There's just this sense of it will be a huge disaster if we lose the seat. Even though Santos won it by 8 points last time, the district's sort of been trending to the right. But I think there's a lot of bellwether anxiety being poured into the race.
Also, haven't most bellwethers since the Biden victory have been pretty good for Democrats?
Oh, it's been a shocking trend that Democrats, even while holding the White House, which usually when you're holding the White House, right, you motivate the other side, and when you have things like special elections, the other side overperforms, right? We saw this during Barack Obama. The Republicans were winning special elections in 2010, 2011, crazy. I mean, Scott Brown most notoriously in Massachusetts succeeding Senator Ted Kennedy. It's been the opposite this time. And people are sort of trying to figure this out. No one's ever really seen it. Democrats have been outperforming in special elections by anywhere between 2 to 10 points time and time and time again. And it cuts against historical trends. And also, I think, cuts against a little bit of the narrative that, Democrats are sleepwalking into disaster, which has been definitely the sort of dominant story in the press the last week.
But it's interesting because I feel like if the Democrats lose, it will send off a complete...
Everyone's going to people like to panic.
But if they win, it will not soothe them at all.
No, it's a total one-way ratchet.
Yeah.
No. We will find the next thing to panic about.
Yeah.
It's definitely just like, I mean, if you've gone to therapy, you kind of understand how this all works.
Right.
Like, wherever you go, there you are.
You never get better, and you're just throwing money away.
That's exactly right.
We'll be back with more Chris after this.